We're the host, Dr. Gilda Carle. What do you have for us today, Dr. Gilda?
Well, little did I know that Jimmy Kimmel's wife is his head writer. So it's a wonderful relationship, obviously, because they're working together and loving together and whatever. However, what happens when two very closely aligned, politically closely aligned, and emotionally closely aligned create a product? They end up often not seeing the forest from the trees, and they wear blinders so that they end up in what we call in sociological circles groupthink.
Yeah.
They think identically alike. So she was bragging just the other day that she will not speak to her family who voted for Trump. Now she is writing copy for a nationally syndicated television show. Don't you think she ought to look for as many different viewpoints as possible to add to her collection of creativity?
Yes.
I mean,
But
I do. I
she's
read
not.
I read right, I read left. I try to get everything so that when I am interviewed, as I was this morning again on someone's podcast, when I'm interviewed, at least I know what they're thinking versus what I'm thinking and how to combine the two. Because ultimately, there's only one goal here, and that is for the unification and the healing of our country.
Yes.
So it's interesting that these people, Kimmel and his wife, are far left. It's only the far left that does this cancel culture. That I'm not talking to them because they voted for Trump. And I'm not going to see them during Thanksgiving because they voted for Trump. Look, these people are not alone. There are plenty of other families that have one person votes for this one person votes for that one. And I am making a plea right now to all our viewers and our listeners. Guys, take all of this, all of your feelings about this person and that person, and shovel them up and dump them over your shoulder because holiday time is the time for people to get together and to
Yes.
integrate who they are, what they are, but not fight for their positions. It's not the time or place. And
No.
especially during Thanksgiving, we are giving thanks. Well, there's a lot to give thanks for. If you're lucky enough with this crazy airline situation, if you're lucky enough to get to a destination that is not where you live, this is what you should be grateful for.
Totally.
Not this minuscule, he voted this way and he thinks that way and she thinks that way. And besides all that, how do you be a creative if you're cutting yourself off from all the different viewpoints around?
Totally.
I may
I
not
don't get it. I don't get
agree.
it. But see, this is the problem. This is the problem when you watch shows that are trying to be so worrying more about the wokeness than putting good content together.
Well,
Case in
that's the
point, some of the
problem.
newer remakes of movies, you're like, they got 16 storylines that have nothing to do with the movie.
Well, what happened to Sex and the City, for example? Oh
Oh,
my God, that was a fun show to watch. And then then they had this lesbian in there who looked so dykey, and it turned off the audience to all the gayness that was going on in the storyline that we lost sight of Carrie's pursuit for love. I mean, we just lost sight of it. All the crazy characters that came in. It was more like a circus. Well, actually, I wasn't the only one who felt this way. I couldn't even watch it. And it went off the air. They said, "We're not doing any more episodes. It's done. Sex and the City is done.
Finito,
Totally baked
gone.
because they try to insert wokeness, to an audience that was only interested in Valentine's and love and romanticism, like a Hallmark channel. They enjoyed the pop culture that they were watching, the storyline. But then they introduced the rest and they were off the air. You could say the same thing about Jimmy Kimmel first time around. Who knows if he's going to continue? But the country is so fed up with this woke stuff. It's not right. And if you are trying to appeal to an audience, the audience consists of a whole bunch of different people. And so you have to give them a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, but stick to your lane. The lane originally for Sex in the City was love and Carrie's pursuit for Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Happily Ever After. And they blew it. They overdid it. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Kimmels, but I think that maybe Mrs. Kimmel ought to rethink her stand on Trump when he is as popular as he is and getting as much done as he is. I mean, they can't afford, they already lost the show until they begged and pleaded and they came back again. I don't know for how long, but please, everybody, it's Thanksgiving. We have so much to be grateful for. Let us give thanks
All
and
right.
thanks alone.
All right. Go to drgilda.com for all of the relationship advice you need. Go and check her out in many ways. You're listening to the special